Hello and welcome, Snake here. Welcome in a campaign spotlight. Today, I'm gonna get a closer look to a Wintertooth. Wintertooth is a Norscan tribe led by Throgg. And as you can see, my army is full of trolls. And trolls are gonna be your main source of units. Yes, this faction is mainly focused on monsters in generals, but preferably trolls. Faction itself buffs the hell out of trolls. Upkeep reduction, physical resistance, capacity increased. It's really good. Plus, you get this mechanic called the Monstrous Horde. So you need to stack a certain currency, which is called Troll King Dominion. And it's generated by buildings. It's static, so let's say a minor settlement. Let's say, yeah, this gives +2. If I remove it, I lose 2. So it's not per turn, it's static, you need to have it. Also, there is a second currency, a Trollkind. Trollkind is something you're gonna use to spend. It's a currency that you're gonna spend on certain things, like, like money. Yeah. It's also generated by units. Each unit is generating Trollkind. So let's look on the buildings. Yeah, let's go to Altar of Sports. So as you can see, Trollkind per turn is provided, and the Troll King's Dominion. But here I'm using Trollkind, and I get spoils and income. This faction is really good to generate passive spoils by some, so a little bit Trollkind. It's really good to use it because you generate it with the units. But back to the Call of the Monstrous Horde. There is 6 levels. In order to increase it, you need to build the Troll King Dominion. So you need to stack it building the buildings, and you're gonna unlock more and more levels, and each level isn't giving you something. On top of that, if I click the Call the Monstrous Horde, it's gonna summon a Wa type of an army. It's gonna be tied to a Lord. It's basically a Wa, rehashed. And I don't mind. Which each level, you increase how many monsters you're going to get, but also there is more perks like capacity increase, upkeep reduction, recruit rank, and on final one, you get perfect vigor for trolls. That's insane. And leadership really high. So trolls become just unstoppable machines. Technically, it's not only for trolls, but you should absolutely focus on trolls here. Definitely I'm gonna use something else, but mostly trolls, unfortunately. So if you're not into trolls, yeah, you're gonna have a problem. Throgg himself buffs trolls to really insane level, but he also provides some weapon strength for Norscan monsters and global recruitment duration -2 for trolls, Femir, and skin wolves. Basically, you recruit them in 1 turn globally. So you can spam trolls everywhere. Every freaking where. And then you can, improve it as I did. Blood Shrine of Corn. Hey, why not throw some extra melee attack and leadership buff for everything? Hell yeah. So yeah, you generate stacks, Troll King, Dominion, but also spoils. Spoils is the new mechanic added to Norscans. You get it by raising settlements or building altars. Altars is another new thing. Do I have at least 1 altar? Yeah, Monoling Festerung. It's something like that. You can have 1 thing added to altar, and in this way, with the Throgg, you can do this. Upkeep for all troll units -1%. Insane. Troll King, Dominion, Troll Kind, stuff like that. It's literally the best thing because you make your armies free. But if you don't stack it, you can build up other things where you're gonna get access to like Nurglish units. Yeah, and they have limited capacity, so it's yeah. I mean, in Wintertooth case, absolutely don't bother do it. Get yourself as many as possible by raising and building. I think it's mostly by raising settlements you get the most. You get spoils, and spoils are needed to certain things like buildings. But also, when you build altars, you choose one allegiance. You get Serpent, Crow, Hound, and the Eagle. When you reach the full bar, you're gonna get yourself a champion. There's 2 lords and 2 heroes. Of course, plus that you get these extra stuff like growth, income from all buildings, horrible regenerations for spawn of Nurgle. Yeah, you're gonna have a spawn of Nurgle, or you're gonna have a spawn of Khorne, whatever the allegiance you will pick. Kilgore Slaymane is an insane hero. He makes every army a doom stack. But there is one more hero, and this one is the weakest. Kihar the Tormentor is the weakest. He's a Slanesh. He offers the least. However, when you choose him, you get physical resistance for all characters 20%. That's nice. Upkeep reduction. However, and I'm gonna show you. When you pick, Tzeentch, you get this, but it's only for Lord's army, right? But when you get Nurgle, you get this. Of course, horrible regeneration for army, but hit points plus 30%, all characters. That's insanity, okay? So here's what I suggested. Get Nurgle, get yourself him, and then switch to this. You're not gonna be able. I think it's possible now. Previously I wasn't sure, but I'm sure it's possible now. You don't get the champion, but you get the benefits. And physical resistance for all is sick. Better than weapon strength. So, if I were to choose, I would go for either Nurgle or Khorne, because they buff the Norscan spirit the most. You don't have to participate that, but it's a waste if you don't build an altar here and there, especially that the altars in Wintertooth are extremely good. Tribes, the minor settlements provide you like this for income, and then you can get this if you have tons of spoils, but not so much. So I was primarily building this loot and plunder, income and spoils from pillaging settlements, income from post-battle, a 1%er. Not much, but 1% here, there, and suddenly it's stacked up. And the third slot I was using for either resources or like getting myself Femir Noble capacity, something like that. You can get this as well on tier 3, but income from all raiding, nah. I don't play with Marauders. But of course, remember, on those certain buildings you can use spoils. Spoils are also very needed if you want to occupy settlement that is not tagged here, Norscan region. Any other settlement without Norscan region requires use your spoils to be spent on occupying. It's brutal, so you need to have as much spoils generated as possible. And luckily for us, Throgg offers that because he does have a building that generates spoils. You want to have these stacked together. So minor settlement is really beefed up. You need this, because you do. You need this, because Troll King's Dominion, plus Troll Kind per turn. They generate money. And here is more money. So my money, despite having 3 armies, is dope. I'm really sitting on a good amount of cash. Plus I have some vassal income. Yeah, but that's not that much. Without a doubt, this is the easiest Norscan campaign you're gonna face because trolls. And I even sacrifice a little bit of territory just to not have a headache everywhere.
We'll fight one day.
I vassalized.
Not today.
No, actually I didn't. I did defensive alliance with Wulfric, so he can do stuff. And I don't have to. Because if I claim entire Norsca, then everything around... Yeah, you would need much more territory to, you know, much more armies and just a lot of points of attention. Instead, I just, you know, I made a deal with him, so he is like half of a Norsca, I'm the second half, my vassals, and I can do whatever I want, while Wulfric is just dominating everything. This is the safest and the cleanest way to play it, because you don't need to have Wulfric, especially that he supports Marauders. I don't like Marauders. So here and there, it's a win. And when really I get into like need of having his territory, all I need to do is defeat his army. The main army of Wulfric, and then I'm gonna have an option to confederate. Do I want that? I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Of course, each settlement also have another thing where you can spend your spoils on buffs for that region. Including generates 250 treasury when activated. Generates additional 1250 treasury for every foreign settlement in a province. Campaign movement range plus 20% for own army starting in this province. Control minus 15. So there is a price to pay. Usually it's... Here you have spoils. Here you pay control. And here you pay spoils 1 second. So you can do it. But yeah, the spoils are the problem. And situation looks like that. I said that in the sale, but I'm gonna point it here as well. When you go, you fight, you raise a settlement, you get some spoils, but also a minor army that carries the spoils. You need to, you know, escort this army to a settlement to get the spoils. So when it's really high, like 6,000 spoils or something, I do think I raise a settlement. I use the minor army to occupy settlement. It doesn't count yet. Then I would put army outside of a settlement and put it back, and boom, out of nowhere, I got myself spoils without really traveling or having a chance to lose it because the army starts really tiny. And in technology, eventually you can improve it, but you know, it's still insignificant. And then we have a talent tree. Talent tree is massive. They improve it a lot. yeah, you focus on the big monsters, trolls, the small monsters, and humans. Then you have plenty of good ones here. Conquest is these certain technologies are unlocked when you do, some conditions like win 10 battles against Khorne or occupy Death Gorge. So you don't have to occupy Death Gorge, as all you need to do is win 10 battles against Khorne. This way, you unlock some really nice technologies. That's really nice. Some of them are really strong, so it's definitely worth to have, like here. Weapon strength for the Norscan monsters, why not? Mortals, yeah, there is plenty of good ones, including like these. Mastery for elemental winds, construction cost minus 50% for garrisons, stuff that you can use. Then there is the tribal strength, which is mostly focused around like income, global recruitment, some ambush defenses, typical stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what you should use because it's up to you. I prefer to buff trolls from the start because I focus on this primarily because I had some leadership buff, melee defense, melee attack, weapon strength, and of course the missile resistance. That is crucial because trolls really get shot down really quick, and if you provide some defense, they become harder and harder to kill. Just look at the green bars here. I'm buffing them already to insane level, and that's not even, my final form. There is also the Monstrous Arcanum, where you start some kind of hunt. It's a quest, basically. It gives you like marker 2, 3, or sometimes even because you need to travel from point to point, then you unlock a quest battle. However, the quest battles are probably still fucked because you send the army to fight the quest battle and then you see army withdrawing. So you cannot do the quest battle. It still happens here and there, I heard. So yeah, I would say be cautious with that. These hunts, the Monstrous Arcanum offers you a hunt, and usually when you do the battle, you get some really sick items that can do some crazy stuff. Like this, Ancient Chaos Frost Dragon Scale. You can use this ability over and over again. So it's definitely worth it. And there is, like if you do Supreme Hunter, you're gonna have some stuff. Mostly for the monsters from here. Because there is another, like, bar where you can have the Monstrous Arcanum. Each lord have this kind of talent. Barrier hit points 800 for Monstrous Arcanum monsters, melee attack, and perfect vigor. So you can buff these monsters, and these monsters are wild. They're different than typical Norscan units. You can have like a Gorgon, or Chimera is present, but different monsters like dragons. Really, really fun for different playstyle, and it's quite nice. But to be completely honest, until I unlock in units, I'm doing a lot by now, so it's extra content. I'd say I'm not using it because I had too many bugs with it. I hope CA eventually fix it. If not, then meh. You can have some legendary heroes, of course, but because Norsca is not bad with vassalizing, you can have some vassals, and stealing legendary hero from vassals is easy as hell. All you need to have is enough Allegiant points, and then you can steal it. Somehow I don't see none of them. I want to have a Gorage, I want to have whatever. Oh, Gorage is actually in my stable already. I managed to steal him, so I can build stuff like that.
Now is the time.
Really easy, especially when you go for technology. This diplomatic relations with Chaos Dwarves, Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen, and Norsca. You basically make yourself all your allies around like you. That's why this campaign as Norsca offers the easiest and most relaxing campaign you're gonna get. Because with Wulfric, yeah, you need to travel a lot. It can be a headache if you travel a lot and leave small settlements or something. While here, you build a proper troll empire. And I think that's it. It's not for everyone, because you need to focus mostly on monsters. But it offers unique and really relaxing gameplay. You build a WoW-like army. You can get yourself some crazy combos. Plus, as you can see, each army have... This is vassal, no? Oh, yeah, see? Pillage spoils. So all I need to do is to get the spoils to my settlement, and then I'm gonna get it. Easy. So you really need to escort that army. For some reason I didn't. I don't even know why. Doesn't matter. This army costs no upkeep, so you don't have to worry, but yeah, you need to escort it. Yeah, like I said, I play mostly with trolls because it's efficient. My armies doesn't cost that much. I don't need to constantly raiding. I have positive income, but of course I'm not gonna focus mostly on trolls. I'm planning to use other monsters because it's fun. Norsca is fun. They fixed Norsca. It's awesome to play now, and I highly recommend it. And that's it. That was the deep dive of an entire campaign for Wintertooth. There's some goals you need to fill, but of course I'm not gonna deep dive into it because what do you want to know? Unlock tier Empire of the Trolls, so I need to unlock the 6th tier. Become Supreme Hunter, so you do need to do the Monstrous Arcanum, but if the situation where the quest battle army is withdrawing, then you can't do it. The only way doing it is reducing your army to a half, or being wounded, something like that. But when they fix it, if they already didn't fix it, because I didn't saw any kind of patch notes, but if they fix it already, then it's awesome. You can have some extra battles. It's really fun. I don't see any flaws here. Outside of just being quite... I'm not gonna say boring, but limited to a certain type. But if you don't want to, you can always confederate Wulfric or play with something other. Up to you. But if you decide to play Throgg, it's troll time, and you're gonna love it. You'll see how insanely powerful the trolls are. They were before the update. Now, they really... the strongest troll ever. The trolls are back on the menu, boys. Anyway, I hope you like it. If you want more deep dives like this, please let me know in a comment. You can also subscribe to help me a lot. It doesn't cost you anything, and I really want to try to grow this channel. From time to time, I will have a video from different game, mostly zombie game. You shouldn't worry. This is my focus. until Warhammer 40,000. In the meantime, thank you for watching, take care, and bye bye.